Total Pro Sports presents 9 Most Infamous Strippers in Sports. I suspect the title of this list had you at strippers. However, now that you're here, allow me to explain what we mean by strippers in sports. You see, as you have probably noticed, professional athletes sort of have a thing for strippers. Going to strip clubs and paying women to get naked is just something cocky rich guys like to do. And most of the time, the strippers with whom pro athletes associate remain anonymous. However, every once in a while they step into the spotlight, and this invariably causes problems for the athletes. Today we're going to take a look at the most famous, or I guess I should say infamous, strippers in sports. Some were public nuisances, some became baby mamas, some broke up marriages, and some even inflicted bodily harm. Take a look. Number 9. Daniela Rajic, Paul George baby mama. Up first we have Daniela. Back in May of 2014, this 24-year-old slapped Indiana Pacers star Paul George with a paternity suit. She claimed she met George when she was dancing at a Miami strip club called Tootsie's Cabaret, began dating, got pregnant, and broke up. Rajic then gave birth to a baby girl on May 1st, and she says a private paternity test confirmed that George is the father. At the time, George, for his part, said that he absolutely will provide economic and emotional support for the child if she is his. He even claimed that if the child is his, he'd want full custody. Number 8. At Feminist Stripper. We move now from Miami to Minnesota. After the Kansas City Royals paid a visit to the Twin Cities in 2014, a local stripper known on Twitter as Feminist Stripper publicly shamed Royals pitchers Bruce Chen and Yordano Ventura as being stingy D-bag customers. First, she tweeted, "LOL, LOL, LOL. I didn't believe this dude was pro MLB player because he was so cheap. Just Google the KC roster. Oh, hi, Bruce Chen, dude is whack." Then, I'm about shaming trash D pro athletes at work. The hashtag KC Royals players that came in last night spent $20 were Bruce Chen and Yordano Ventura. If you'd like to follow Feminist Stripper because she seems like an interesting person, she no longer uses the Feminist Stripper account. Now you can find her using @BrittaPlease. Number 7. Sylvia Mena sued Albert Haynesworth. In May of 2010, a New York stripper named Sylvia Mena dropped a pretty huge bombshell. She filed a $10 million lawsuit against former Washington defensive tackle Albert Haynesworth, claiming he knocked her up and then dumped her. The problem with the case? It wasn't actually a paternity suit. She was seeking damages for emotional distress caused by the fact that he dumped her while pregnant. The whole thing was eventually thrown out by a New York judge who said he lacked jurisdiction over the matter. But apparently no other court was willing to hear such a stupid case either, because nothing ever became of this. That said, Fat Albert admitted to the affair, so it's possible the kid was really his, in which case he may have reached a private child support agreement, which probably included a little extra cash to get Mena to stop suing him. Number 6. Sweet Pea. In September of 2014, a bunch of Baltimore Ravens celebrated Bryant McKinnie's birthday by hitting the D.C. club scene with a party bus full of strippers. During the festivities, Ravens wide receiver Jacoby Jones got into an argument with a stripper named Sweet Pea, smashing a champagne bottle on his head. And after that, a full-blown brawl broke out, when McKinnie wisely tried to prevent Jones's other friends from attacking the stripper. Amazingly, while paramedics and police were called, nobody was seriously injured and there were no arrests. Number 5. Heather McCartney. At number 5, we have the stripper who inspired this list. Immediately following the Australian Football League Grand Final in Melbourne, Australia, on Saturday, September 27, 2014, a model named Heather McCartney performed a strip show in one of the Melbourne Cricket Ground's luxury hotels. After she was arrested and fined $300, McCartney claimed she was there with a friend and had merely lost a bet. However, people who were reportedly in the same luxury box said she was definitely hired entertainment. Number 4. Lindsay, Jordan, and Jana. You know those women Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones molested in those gross photos? Well, they were strippers. The blonde one pictured here goes by the name Lindsay, while the brunette calls herself Jordan. I assume those aren't their real names. A few years ago, they went out clubbing with another friend, possibly stripper/escort Jana Weckerly, who took the pictures, and together they met Jones and got freaky. The photos emerged amidst allegations that Weckerly was involved in an extortion plot. However, Weckerly now claims Jerry Jones assaulted her that night. Number 3. Jocelyn Noel Morse. In the summer of 2007, 2 years before he admitted to using steroids to hit lots and lots of home runs, Alex Rodriguez was photographed returning to his room at the Four Seasons in Toronto with a mystery blonde, and the New York tabloids went nuts. Later, it was discovered that his mistress was actually an exotic dancer named Jocelyn Noel Morse, who worked at Scores in Las Vegas. A year later, A-Rod's wife, C-Rod, Cynthia Rodriguez, filed for divorce, which came as a shock to no one. Number 2. Jacqueline Diva Bush. Who is Jacqueline Diva Bush? Only a key player in one of the biggest sex scandals in sports history. In 1999, Steve Kaplan, owner of legendary Atlanta stripper joint, The Gold Club, was arrested and indicted on charges of racketeering, credit card fraud, money laundering, police corruption, and of course prostitution. Also included in that indictment were former club managers, a dirty police officer, a mob boss, and Jacqueline Diva Bush, a stripper/prostitute. Back in 1994, Kaplan realized that getting his strippers to have sex with famous athletes would be a good way to get them to come to the club, so he paid his strippers to have sex with famous athletes, including Patrick Ewing, Andrew Jones, Terrell Davis, Jamal Anderson, and many more. Jacqueline Diva Bush? Apparently she was the club's top prostitute stripper. Her co-workers called her the Michael Jordan of sex because I guess she was really good at sex. And she handled the Gold Club's more demanding clients, including, apparently, Dennis Rodman. And number 1, Jamie Jungers and Jocelyn James. What made the Tiger Woods sex scandal so salacious was not the fact that he cheated on his gorgeous wife. It was the fact that he cheated on her with cocktail waitresses, porn stars, and of course strippers. The first stripper mistress we heard about was Jamie Jungers. She claimed to be a model at first, but it wasn't long before it came out that she was also, or maybe primarily, a stripper. Then we learned about Jocelyn James, perhaps the most famous of all the Tiger mistresses because she released all the raunchy text messages Tiger sent her. She was mostly a porn star, but in the spring of 2010, she was working as a stripper when she alleged that the Ritz-Carlton in Charlotte, North Carolina refused to rent her a room. Obviously, Tiger has a type, and it's not soccer moms. And that's it for 9 most infamous strippers in sports. But wait, we're not done with you yet. In the comments below, we want to know, who would you go for, Jamie Jungers or Jocelyn James? With Tiger, it's hard to narrow it down to 2, but that's what we're doing here, so let us know. And for more cool videos, subscribe to Total Pro Sports by clicking subscribe.